I'm Steve Cornelius, and welcome to another edition of the Commonwealth Sports Show. Today has been a whirlwind of activities with the ongoing concern about the coronavirus. A lot of sports have been hit and impacted in a very huge way, probably bigger than what might have happened back in World Wars, back when they canceled entire seasons. But at this point, it's looking the same way now. And I know all y'all have heard everything's happened, and I guess to sort of recap some of the stuff that's happened at the statewide level, the high school girls state tournament basketball tournament was started Wednesday and was played today. Initially, after the first 4 games Wednesday, the commissioner made a statement that they were going to go ahead and play Thursday and look at it from there. And there was some talk about maybe having just limiting it to maybe 4 family members per athlete, and they played 1 game today. It was the South Laurel and Sacred Heart, which South Laurel won. Big upset, big win for a local school nearby. But then after that game, they made the decision that it's going to go ahead and postpone the entire tournament, and we're going to postpone the boys' state championship tournament, which is scheduled for next week. So that's up in the air. Whether it be played or not, I don't know. But as of right now, it has been canceled and postponed till further notice. On the national level, I mean, everything has been impacted. The big news, I guess, was first, they were talking about having the SEC with just limited people there, and then the SEC tournament was canceled. Of course, the NCAA at the time said, well, we're going to have a tournament, but we're going to be maybe just have the coaches, players, and media there. Some schools and the ACC had said, well, we're not going to play in the tournament. So just maybe a couple hours ago, they had announced that they are going to cancel the NCAA basketball tournament. And NCAA has said they're canceling all spring and winter championship events. So college sports is at a standstill at this point. Of course, the NBA postponed their season after having some players tested. Not sure what's going to happen there. The NHL suspended their season until further notice. Major League Baseball has delayed their season for at least 2 weeks. As of right now, we don't really know about the ongoing spring season for the high school baseball and softball, which is supposed to open up this Monday. But it looks like maybe there might be some school closings, and for maybe 2 weeks to a month. And if that's the case, probably the sporting events and extracurricular activities will follow suit. So, the spring sporting season may be canceled altogether, or it could be maybe a shortened season, maybe shortened by a month or so. So, just a lot going on, a lot of, especially in sport. I mean, it's nationwide and it's general public and all that, but it's really impacted sports as far as the, we're just hitting with the championships coming up and stuff. So it's a scary time, and just a lot to take in. And I know I've been busy posting stuff on our website about the cancellation of the NCAA tournament and everything that's come up, and trying to keep people informed. But it's almost been overwhelming. So much has happened, and almost every sporting event or anything with a big venue has been canceled. And it could trickle on down farther on down the road. We'll just have to wait and see. But today I did stop in over at Somerset Christian School and talk to their 4 seniors, 4 of their starters on the basketball team, and Coach Kirk Stickley. They just recently won their 2nd straight Kentucky Christian Athletic Association basketball state championship. And just talk to those young men, great kids, great young men, and just talk to them about their season and how they was able to win back-to-back state championships. And we sort of talked about the future as far as Somerset Christian, although they will be gone, the program will be joining the KHSA, and how they sort of help prepare some of the younger kids for their next challenge of playing at the KHSA. So hope you enjoyed this segment, and we'll have a show again next 2 weeks, and where we're at that point, I don't know, because the sports, not a lot going on. But I will probably next time talk about our all-county boys and girls basketball team. So we have that'll be in the paper probably pretty soon, but also we'll be talking some about that too. So anyway, hope you enjoy, and stay safe out there. Thank you. First, I'll start with Coach. I mean, just talk about this group of seniors here. I mean, so much they've accomplished, and just talk about them as players and students and young men.
Well, it all started with Mason, because Mason was the one that stayed and played, in his freshman year, and he kind of established the baseline for us. Led the team in several different categories as a freshman, and then Eli joined him the next year, and of course Eli gave us the kind of defensive player that we needed to have, and he provided guidance out on the court, and then the two of them together brought our first basketball championship here to Somerset Christian when we won the state JV title. And then John came back and brought Tristan with him, and the president of the KCAA said, "Did you know you were going to be that good?" And I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "I knew how good we were going to be, because I helped John and Mason and Eli when they were still in middle school, trying to get them to play at a different kind of level." And when John came back and Tristan came with him, then it pushed us all the way up to a higher level. And they've been so coachable and so acceptable to the things that I've had them try to do during the courses of the seasons. And we've had a lot of great success because of it.
Any one of you guys, but just talk about, not this year, but last year, winning that first state championship and knowing y'all done something that had never been done in school history. Just talk about that a little bit.
Last year we had to figure each other out, because I knew Eli, I knew John, but I hadn't played with him in a few years. But Tristan was brand new. So there was definitely a trial and error period of figuring each other out and learning how to play together. And it was good. I mean, it wasn't always perfect, but it worked out. We won last year. So.
Yeah, there was a lot of inconsistency last year as well. I think we lost like 6 games in the regular season. 4 games. But we'd have good games and we'd have bad games just as often as we'd have good games. So I think that kind of came with the whole trying to build team chemistry and figure each other out.
Was there a point last year to where all of a sudden you sort of came together and you said, "Hey, guys, we might be, be pretty good"? I mean, one of you guys can answer that.
I'll take this one. I think when we played to the best of our ability, I think in the one of the Galilean games last year.
I think I was at that one. Yeah, where y'all came back on them or something.
Yeah. Galilean's a really good team, and they always bring in some really good players. And I think that we usually play up to our competition, and oftentimes we play down. But that game we played up, and I think we saw what we were made of and what we could do. And then this year we brought that same energy to every single game, and we obviously see the results of that.
I think that the game that John was referring to, I think that game we almost proved it to ourselves. This is we kind of knew what we were capable of doing, but we just hadn't done it. In that game, we really kind of solidified that mentally.
Because that Galilean team was pretty intimidating. Just looking at them, watch them warm up, and every one of them dunking and everything. So that was.
Yeah, at the time they were the #1 team, and when we took down the #1 team, it's just who's next, So probably I agree with that.
Now let's go to this year. I mean, it was such a different year. I mean, I think y'all had one game to where we was in 7 or 8 points, but the rest of them were 20, 30-point wins, 40-point wins. What was that like, and how tough was it, maybe Coach you can answer this, to keep them motivated, when you're playing opponents that maybe you're beating by 30 and 40 points?
It wasn't so hard to motivate them for the simple fact that we came into the season with high expectations for ourselves. and we weren't going to let any of that go down. We had some teams that we played that really we shouldn't even have had on the schedule because they weren't going to be the competition that we needed. Kentucky School for the Deaf was one of them, and Light. Those were teams that I don't know exactly why they called and wanted to schedule us, but you know, we've always taken the attitude we'll play whoever wants to play us. And so, you know, those kind of games we had to make adjustments. These guys didn't get the kind of playing time that they wanted to get. But like I said, expectations, you know, we always made sure that we had certain things, certain goals that we wanted to do going into each game. And we never let up on ourselves. We made sure that we are going to force ourselves to be the very best that we can every time we played on the floor.
Now, you're sitting here in front of these two trophies in front of you, which I know that means a lot, but I mean, what are y'all going to take away from this experience other than the wins and championships as far as you all as friends and lifelong maybe friends, stuff like that, that experiences y'all had together?
I mean, basketball is just a great sport. I mean, it brought us together. I mean, we were already good friends. And then, like, going through these, you know, you're working hard every single day and, you know, going out and winning, you know, state championships, that really brings you together as people and friends and brothers. And it's just a great experience. Basketball is a great sport for relationship.
Any moment or maybe a road trip somewhere that maybe something stands out that something y'all talk a lot about or something?
I don't know. I think, like, I've known John since kindergarten. So like 12 years now. I've known Mason since he came in 6th grade. And I kind of knew Tristan before he came, but not really well. So I think, like, outside of basketball, we're great friends. We hang out all the time. We just got back from Gatlinburg with each other a few days ago. But I think winning these our junior and senior year, and just playing games together and traveling, going on the bus and stuff like that, those are just memories we're going to keep with each other forever.
Now, I talked to Mr. Hell back when we was talking about going into the KHSA, and obviously you guys will be leaving and not be part of that, but, you know, he talked about starting out when this team started, you all were getting beat by everybody, and it was sort of a tough process. What do you all feel is y'all's role maybe for the kids going forward, because they're going to have a tough challenge in the next few years? What do you think y'all's good role, you know, being? I know y'all be off to college and other parts of your life, but talk about that a little bit maybe.
Can I take this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so us four have all had the opportunity to play AAU basketball, and we did pretty well for ourselves, and we know that level of competition, and we know kind of how to handle that level of competition, and we still play decent teams. But our job as kind of the leaders of our team, the varsity team, is to prepare those next leaders, and one way we do that is in practice. We don't hold back. I mean, we full court press, we get in their faces, we talk trash. We try to put as much pressure as we can on them to kind of bring them to that level that they need to be on. And obviously it's going to be a huge challenge bringing that same energy to every single game, every quarter, every minute. And it's going to be a big challenge. It's going to take a lot to rise to that level, but I think that they can handle it eventually.
Yeah, for those young guys to go against us every single day at practice, I mean, that raised their level of play, you know, and they obviously performed well in their state tournament. So, yeah, us going, you know, not letting anything back against them, that really, you know, built them up.
Let's just go from left to right and just talk a little bit about maybe your future plans out of high school and stuff like that.
As of now, I plan on heading to Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond, just up the road, and pursuing a degree in managerial accounting. So right now, that's my plan for the future.
I plan to attend Eastern as well, you know, possibly even rooming with Eli, that'd be cool. But I plan on getting a degree in sales marketing. As far as sports, you know, it's in the air. We'll just see what happens.
Coach, what are you?
What's your plans, Coach?
My plans? God willing, I'm hoping to coach for 3 more years. I've got several ball players that are coming up that are special. So I promised them that I'd be here. So hopefully by then we'll be out of the transition period, the probationary period, and Noah Brummett will be a senior that first year that we will be totally KHSAA. And all we got to do is build a team around him to make him be able to be competitive his senior year.
Okay.
I think I'm actually the only one here that hasn't decided where they're going to college yet. I might be playing sports. I just don't know yet. I don't know if, I just don't know. I plan to major in biology and become a pediatrician. So those are my plans.
All right.
So for me, I'm planning to attend the University of Kentucky. I'm not too far away from those guys over there, and I plan to major in either communications or business. And I just wanted to get into some type of marketing field. As in terms of sports, I'm just happy to say I'll be just doing intramurals, whatever I can do this weekend.
Give me grief, jeez.
Okay, guys, you ready?
So cool. Can we just take turns answering questions?
I'm nervous.
No, we're going to defer to you for
Let me answer one about last year.
We're going to bring it on 3?
Bring it on 3.
That's what we had.
How do I know?
Last year we had, was it Rise Up last year?
Rise Up.
And then this year was Bring It.
Yeah.
Y'all ready? Bring it on 3. 1, 2, 3, bring it!